Newstrack, I'm Rahul Kanwal. The Aam Aadmi Party government is blaming the Delhi police and the Lieutenant Governor. The BJP is claiming it's a case of love jihad. But it is law and order in the capital that is suffering in the crossfire. And that's my top focus on the Newstrack.
Stabbed over 20 times. Kicked. And smashed with slab. 16-year-old Sakshi killed by Sahil. Spine-chilling murder caught on camera. BJP says this is Kerala's story in Delhi.
ये गली गली कितनी केरला स्टोरी आखिर कितनी कब तक बेटियों को इस तरह मारा जाता रहेगा?
आप blames Delhi LG.
जब से आप एलजी बने हैं रोजाना 2 बलात्कार दिल्ली के अंदर हो रहे, बताइए आप क्या कर रहे हैं?
Brutal murder becomes political issue. Delhi demonic murder.
Here's a look at the headlines I'm tracking tonight. Politics over the new parliament building rages on. Mamata Banerjee and Nitish Kumar mock the Senegal and its installation ceremony. Protesting wrestlers accused of rioting India Today accesses full FIR details. Wrestlers won't be allowed at Jantar Mantar for protest. Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi meet Ashok Gehlot. Meeting with Sachin Pilot next. Can Kharge forge a truce in Rajasthan? Home Minister Amit Shah on a 4-day visit to Manipur. Fresh clashes erupt. Chief Minister Biren Singh says 40 Kuki militants have been killed so far. Chandrayaan-3 moon mission to be launched in July. ISRO's satellite arrives at the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota. Stabbed 20 times, head smashed with a stone and kicked. 16-year-old Sakshi was murdered by her alleged boyfriend Sahil in northwest Delhi. The two had apparently had a fight the day before. The video of the killing shows Sahil repeatedly stabbing Sakshi even as passers-by just stand and watch. The murder has stunned India and sparked massive politics.
She was brutally stabbed over 20 times. Her head bludgeoned with heavy boulder over 5 times. The demonic Delhi murder has numbed India. The gruesome murder caught on camera shows a minor, 16-year-old Sakshi, getting stabbed repeatedly by her killer Sahil at Delhi's Shahbad Dairy area on Sunday night. The gory images on CCTV show Sahil intercepting Sakshi over spurning his overtures. Sahil then starts stabbing her like a maniac. He stabbed her on the head, chest, shoulder and back. He didn't stop even when his knife got stuck in Sakshi's skull. As Sakshi slumped to the ground, Sahil kept stabbing her. Not content with the stabbing spree, Sahil then picked up a large boulder and repeatedly smashed Sakshi's head. Several passers-by ignored Sakshi's screams and chose to walk away without helping her.
काफी भीड़ लगी हुई थी, हम लोग आए उधर से तो कह रहे थे यहाँ किसी को मार के फेंक दिया है कुछ लड़कों ने और वो भाग गए। तो उसके बाद हम लोग भी आए, काफी देर तक भीड़ थी, काफी देर तक लड़की पड़ी थी, करीब आधा पौने घंटे वो लड़की यहीं पड़ी थी। पुलिस के आने के बाद जब फॉरेंसिक आई तो उसके बाद वो लेके
After India Today report caused a massive outrage, cops arrested 20-year-old Sahil, a fridge repair technician from UP's Bulandshahr near Delhi, after a massive manhunt. Images of Sahil accessed by India Today showed him with a human skull tattooed to his chest. Sakshi's inconsolable parents sought death penalty for Sahil, calling him a beast.
कल एक लड़की के घर बर्थडे था, उसी बर्थडे का सामान खरीद के लेके आई है बाजार से, चप्पल वप्पल नया सब कुछ खरीदी है। उसके बाद बाजार में फिर वापसी गई है। उसके बाद बोली मैं शौचालय जा रहा हूँ, शौचालय सर आ रही हूँ। उसके बाद उसको पता नहीं किसने मार दिया, मुझे नहीं पता।
चाकू तो उसको ऐसा लग रहा है पूरी पतड़ी बाहर लग गई सर, उसने 4-5 बार चाकू मारा होगा सर।
अच्छा, क्या जो आपकी बेटी है साक्षी क्या करती थी, कितनी उसकी उम्र है?
सर वो 16 साल की उसकी उम्र है सर, वो अभी 10वीं क्लास में पास हुई थी सर।
साहिल नाम का एक लड़का है, ये बच्ची 16 साल की है। साहिल नाम का एक लड़का है जिसकी उम्र लगभग 20 बरस है। पहले से जानकारी थी और कुछ अनबन हो गई थी, और उस बात को लेकर जब बच्ची एक जगह से किसी अपने दोस्त के यहाँ रुकी हुई थी, जब वापस आ रही थी तब उसको रास्ते में घेरकर उससे बहुत सारे कई बार चाकू से वार किया और पत्थर से उसका सर कुचल दिया।
This is the very place where that unfortunate murder took place in full public glare. Now Sakshi was attacked 21 times, which is captured in the CCTV visuals, by a knife. The person in concern, the accused, Sahil, he did not stop it there. He then continued to kick her for 3 times, then picked up a slab and then again bludgeoned her for 5 times. The entire incident has been captured in the very CCTV camera.
BJP slammed the murder, calling it a case of attempted love jihad. The party says the crime is a real-life play-out of the Kerala story movie.
और अभी इसी दिल्ली में श्रद्धा के साथ भी यही हुआ था। अभी तक श्रद्धा के हत्यारे को भी कोई फांसी नहीं हुई, वो भी अभी तक जिंदा है। तो ये न्यायपालिका की भी बहुत बड़ी फेलियर है। अगर श्रद्धा का हत्यारा फांसी पे लटका हुआ होता तो शायद इस साहिल की, सरफराज के बेटे साहिल की हिम्मत नहीं होती, 2 बार सोचता इस प्रकार से एक बिटिया को मारने से पहले। लेकिन ये तो ऐसा लग रहा है हमारे हर गली में, हर शहर में, हर मोहल्ले में केरला स्टोरी बनाई जा रही है।
बहुत दुखद है, बहुत अनफॉर्चुनेट है। ऐसे वाक़यात नहीं होने चाहिए। यूथ में क्राइम बहुत बढ़ गया है। पता नहीं प्रचार की कमी है, जहाँ ये जो डिवाइसेस है बच्चों के पास सोशल मीडिया को लेके, जहाँ पता नहीं क्यों इतना किस तरह किधर जा रही है नई नस्ल, बहुत तकलीफ़ है।
The Aam Aadmi Party in turn attacked the Delhi LG and held him responsible for the slump in law and order condition.
जब से आप एलजी बने हैं दिल्ली के अंदर, और ये हम नहीं कह रहे, एनसीआरबी का डेटा कह रहा, दिल्ली के अंदर जो घटना हुई आज और इसके पहले की जो घटनाएं हुई हैं, महिलाओं के प्रति अपराध की जो घटनाएं हुई हैं, महिलाएं डरी हुई।
The chilling crime brings back horrific memories of the Shraddha murder and how it shocked India. With Arvind Ojha, Shreya Chatterjee and Rajesh Khatri in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
BJP leaders are calling this a real-life enactment of the film The Kerala Story. Aam Aadmi Party leaders are blaming the Lieutenant Governor and the Delhi police. Is law and order a casualty in this political crossfire? Because no one is just dispassionately analyzing the crime and trying to determine what needs to be done. Instead, they are lobbing political grenades at each other. Joining us on the Newstrack, representing the Bharatiya Janata Party, its national spokesperson Sanju Verma, squaring off against her, Priyanka Kakkar of the Aam Aadmi Party. With us also is Anika Mehrotra from the Congress. For a policing perspective, I'm joined by PK Jain, former police officer, and Trisha Shetty is the founder of She Says. It's a human rights advocacy group. So welcome to all our guests. I want to go across to Sanju Verma first. As a woman yourself, this charge that's being leveled by multiple BJP leaders, that this is a case of love jihad. What substantial evidence do you have to make the claim that this is a real-life enactment of the film The Kerala Story, because details are still emerging. A lot about this case isn't known, and yet the moment the story breaks, BJP leaders jump on it and say, QED, this is the Kerala Story. That seems to be more political than actual.
You know, Rahul, first and foremost, my deepest condolences to the family of the victim in this case. The manner in which she was, brutally murdered, stabbed, her body kicked around, it is horrific. I would hate to politicize this. It's a horrific crime, and cutting across political affiliations, political ideologies, if any, we need to stand in solidarity with the victim and condemn this heinous crime in one voice. Having said that, I think it's very important to also, question the elephant in the room. And I say this because whether this is a case of love jihad, it's a pure hate crime, whether it is a love affair gone wrong, as is being reported by some sections of the media, we will find out in the next 24 to 48 hours, because details are still emerging, and it would be extremely unfortunate to second guess the probe agencies or the Delhi police in this case. Having said that, I just very quickly in 20 seconds want to tell you, if there is a perception that indeed this is yet another case of love jihad, the reason I would like to believe that theory, I would be inclined to, I'm not saying I do because details are still emerging, but I'm inclined to, because if you recall, there was the case of Hina Khan Talreja in 2017, when she was brutally hacked to death after being gang raped by her husband's friends, and this is documented. India Today has also carried out stories on this. This was done in 2017 because she refused to convert to Islam. Then we have the case of Mansi.
No, but all this isn't known. Here, one second, hold your horses, Sanju Verma. The point is, I am inclined to believe, I would like to believe, I may end up believing. You don't know what you need to believe because the facts are still emerging. This could just also be. Why
are you second guessing me?
No, I am not, because no, 1 second, because many no, Sanju Verma, because multiple BJP leaders, including the likes of Kapil Mishra, have gone out and jumped out and called this a case of love jihad, called this a case of the Kerala Story.
Please?
The question that I asked, which you haven't been able to substantiate in the 1.5 minutes that you've already spoken, is how is this a case of the Kerala Story? I'm asking you a specific question. I want you to respond to that specific question.
I'm coming to that. Please bear with me, Rahul. If there are BJP leaders who believe that this is a case of love jihad, I would like to ask you, how is it that in 9 out of 10 cases, if the perpetrator belongs to the other side, which first is the aggressor and then plays the victim, and the victim belongs to a poor Hindu family, why do you have such a tough time in believing that it is indeed not love jihad?
Madam, I only believe the facts. I don't know what the facts are right now. No, why should I prove anything? As a team of reporters, we are going out and tracking the story, covering every aspect of that story.
So are you
and
convinced
you've leveled
it is not
multiple.
jihad?
I have not said anything of the sort I
Are
asked
you
you.
convinced
No, that's
it
not
is
my
not
job,
love
Sanju
jihad?
Verma. It's not my job to be convinced. My job to question you, which is exactly what I'm doing. And I'm saying at this moment, you don't have evidence to substantiate the charges that you have made. Do not try and shout over me. You are leveling charges which you aren't being able to back. You, Sanju Verma, are leveling charges you are not being able to back. I'm asking a very simple question. My job is to question you. My job is not to jump to conclusions and not to mix my answers with assumptions. And that's the problem with the position that you and the party have taken in this case. I want to go across now to the Aam Aadmi Party, because Sanju Verma wasn't able to establish how this is a case of love jihad, and frankly at this moment nothing is known to substantiate that it is. This could just well be a case of a relationship gone sour or a girl pushing back against a jilted lover. It could be any of that. You, on the other hand, Priyanka Kakkar, have the Aam Aadmi Party blaming the Lieutenant Governor, linking this with politics. Now, the Lieutenant Governor is not responsible for what happened between Sakshi and Sahil, and the manner in which BJP leaders, Sanju was still more calibrated than the likes of Kapil Mishra, but in the manner in which some BJP leaders have come out and blatantly called this a case of the Kerala Story, which they have no evidence for, you're blaming the Lieutenant Governor. You're doing exactly what Kapil Mishra is doing.
Actually, no, Rahulji. That is because the crime against women has consistently seen a very high increase in Delhi. It has become the national capital of rape, so to speak. Every 2 days there is one murder. Although there are, and you know, we also see that the BJP leaders are often sitting with the, or standing on the, sharing the same munch as rapists, and even goes on and calls them sanskari balatkaris. We've seen that. So there is a pattern here. Now, accountability has to be fixed, or you will constantly see these crimes, and if no,
but that's again a what about answer. You're blaming the Lieutenant Governor for what happened. Explain to me, how is what happened between Sahil and Sakshi the responsibility of VK Saxena?
Of course. I would want to know from the BJP Pravakta here, if she's aware, how many meetings has the Lieutenant Governor taken in the thanas, what steps, any concrete step, one concrete step that the BJP has taken in Delhi towards protection of women. If there is one state where crime has seen a drop when it comes to cases related to women, where BJP is in power, then again, if they want
to... Can I just show you once again? Because just as the BJP had no answer, I want to show you what Priyanka Superbus Arvind Kejriwal said. No, one second. Arvind Kejriwal is answering the question. I want to play out a clip from an interview. When I used to anchor Seedhi Baat, I interviewed Arvind Kejriwal, and we asked him exactly the same question in a similar circumstance. Of course, the specifics were different. Listen to what Arvind Kejriwal, now Chief Minister of Delhi, is saying when a previous such instance happened and he was asked what he would do. Here is an excerpt from an interview I did with the Delhi CM.
आप अगर मुख्यमंत्री बने, आपकी पार्टी अगर सत्ता में आई, तो आप कह रहे हैं कि रेप बंद हो जाएंगे, एक भी दिन रेप नहीं होगा दिल्ली में, गारंटी दे रहे हैं आप?
मैं ऐसे नहीं कह रहा।
फिर
दो चीज़ें की जाएंगी। एक तो ये कि दिल्ली पुलिस को सुधारा जाएगा। दिल्ली पुलिस को अगर दिल्ली में रहना है तो दिल्ली पुलिस को सुधारना।
आप कैसे सुधार लेंगे दिल्ली पुलिस को?
कई तरह से कर सकते हैं, कई तरह से कर सकते हैं। मुख्यमंत्री इतनी लाचार नहीं होती है। दो चीज़ें होंगी। एक तो आज दिल्ली पुलिस दिल्ली वालों को सुरक्षा नहीं दे पा रही है। दिल्ली पुलिस इज नॉट अ डेटरेंस अगेंस्ट क्राइम। दिल्ली पुलिस इज इन कल्यूजन विद क्राइम। क्रिमिनल्स के साथ मिली हुई है दिल्ली पुलिस। तो सबसे पहले ये चीज़ की जाएगी कि दिल्ली पुलिस को सख्त किया जाएगा। दूसरी चीज़ ये की जाएगी कि दिल्ली के हर म्यूनिसिपल वार्ड में 280 म्यूनिसिपल वार्ड है। हर म्यूनिसिपल वार्ड में 25-25 कमांडो तैनात किए जाएंगे उस म्यूनिसिपल वार्ड की महिलाओं की और उस म्यूनिसिपल वार्ड के सीनियर सिटीजन्स की रक्षा करने के लिए। ये यंगस्टर्स में से लिए जाएंगे और ये रिटायर्ड सैनिकों में से लिए जाएंगे। सैनिक बहुत जल्दी रिटायर हो जाते हैं, दे आर स्टिल कैपेबल ऑफ डूइंग इट। और ये इनका सुपरविजन जो है वो रिटायर्ड आर्मी ऑफिसर्स करेंगे। तो ये कमांडो फोर्स जो है ये दिल्ली की जनता की रक्षा करेगी।
Look at what he says when he's in opposition. Commando forces in every municipal ward, retired army officers will supervise. Priyanka, where are these commandos? I don't see them anywhere. You're asking what the Lieutenant Governor is doing. I ask you, what's your Chief Minister doing?
Very well, if the question must be asked of us, because law and order does not come under us, police does not come under us.
This is opposition minister, opposition leader Kejriwal asking the Delhi Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit.
Sure, let me speak. Now, until 23rd May 2015, Rahulji, which you're very well aware, that the postings were completely under the Delhi government.
Not Delhi police. No, they weren't.
No, they weren't. The Delhi police wasn't, but there were many other forces. For example,
I'm asking you about a case of rape and law and order.
So what we could do right now...
Now, don't engage in the kind of whataboutery that BJP leaders were doing.
I will answer. Although it is
Where are these commandos?
It is not in my jurisdiction, I will still answer. They are in the buses. They have been deployed.
25 commandos in every municipal ward.
They have been deployed. When we ensured that women get free bus travel, we also ensured their safety, and they're all deployed in the buses. You should get a ground report done on this. You will get to know the real facts.
Which are these army officers who are doing the supervision work?
There is also an emergency center that we have established at Kashmiri Gate Center. If somebody presses a panic button, there will be an ambulance, there will be police, the information will go to them and they reach the spot. You should do a ground check on this. Now, Rahul Kanwal, this will, let me please speak. Now, as it stands, we are doing whatever we can, Rahul Kanwal. You will remember that even to install the CCTVs through which we can identify and make sure that the accused is arrested so quickly today, just for these CCTVs also, we had to give a 3-day dharna at the LG house, you will remember. You know, they had a problem with this too. They had a problem with the fact that we wanted to install street lights under the Mukhyamantri street light Yojana, which is crossed 2 lakh, the number has crossed. Similarly, we have done, even at the ground level, even in the schools, we have ensured there are courses where where students are taught how to respect women, what is self-defense, and the part of the curriculum is that they will go back home and teach their fathers and sons also.
A lot of this is what about you? One second,
No,
I have
it is
over
not.
here.
These are we are doing this. You can't dismiss it like that.
This is on the 27th of July. This is the 27th of July. I played out an interview excerpt with Arvind Kejriwal. I want to read to you a quick tweet that he puts out. Sheila Dikshit response after each rape. What can I do? Delhi police is not in my control. Do we want such? This is exactly what Aam Aadmi Party is saying.
What we have done. But we need to see, they can't shun off the responsibility by saying it's a case of love jihad. They have to at least sit together and talk. They have to at least work on the law and order. Please ask BJP how many times the LG visited any thana. Tell them to make the data sarvajanik of what steps they have taken for women empowerment.
So Sanju Verma is itching to get a word in. Respond to the question of this happening on your watch. Yours is supposed to be a party which is pro-women. You're supposed to take care of law and order, safety, security of our women. And this, madam, is happening on your watch. I have with me data from the National Crime Records Bureau, which says that the number of cases that are happening in Delhi are more than the number of rape cases in Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai put together. And that's what the data is showing. Year after year, the number of cases in Delhi, crime against women and rapes are more than Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai, even if I were to combine them. And this is happening on your watch. Yes, Ms. Verma, you must.
Yes, I will. Please, if you extend the courtesy to me. Rahul, now you read out data and thank you for doing that, because I also will read out a tweet put out on the 9th of May 2022 by Delhi Police from its official Twitter handle at 1:24 a.m. As per latest crime data, Delhi has the best conviction rate of IPC crimes, bracket 85% compared to all India average of 59%. In rape cases, Delhi's conviction rate is 21% better than the all India average.
Let us speak. Please let us speak. Let us speak.
It is not your turn. Please stop heckling me. Thank you. Thank you, Rahul. The Delhi police says in rape cases, Delhi's conviction rate is 21% better than the all India average. This is a reflection of the professional nature of policing undertaken in this city. So basically, with a conviction rate of 85%, which is more than 21% higher than the national average. The point I'm making, A, is that the Delhi police is doing a great job. Is there room for improvement? Of course, yes. There is always room for improvement when it comes to law and order and ensuring women's safety. We can never say enough. Point number 2, Rahul, let's be very clear that, what has been done. You will be surprised to know that, and this is, I'm reading out from the 9th August 2021 PID release of the Modi government. 1023 fast-track courts have either been approved or are in the process of being set up, and 389 exclusive POCSO courts have either been set up or will be completely set up by the end of 2023. We just had one forensic laboratory. Today we are close to having more than half a dozen forensic laboratories.
Okay, I want to go across now to Trisha Shetty at She Says. Trisha, you're hearing from the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, both trying to lob political grenades at the other, both unable to explain their own positions and actions and jumping to conclusions which suit them politically and may or may not be true in substance and fact.
It is absolutely disheartening to hear these kind of excuses being forwarded by state apparatus whose duty and responsibility it is to ensure women's safety, right? The BJP member of parliament, Hans Raj Hans, who said youth often get caught up in emotions. That was his statement when he was made aware of this horrific crime that happened against this 16-year-old child. When we talk about data, it's really easy to blame the boogeyman of love jihad, to stay away from the deficiencies within the state apparatus and how the state has let women down. Why am I saying this? Because the data proves it. NCRB data from 2021 says that there has been a 15.3% increase in crimes against women, which totals up to 428,278 crimes against women. Majority of these cases are of cruelty by husband or relative, kidnapping, rape, assault with intent to outrage modesty of a woman. So in all of these numbers of cases, how many times will you say love jihad, love jihad, love jihad? How many times will you use this abominable excuse, right? I'm glad Sanju Verma highlighted fast-track courts. Has she also looked at the data that says fast-track courts are trying fewer and fewer cases of sexual assault, rape, which they are set up to do, as opposed to trying all other cases, because the system is overwhelmed and the judges do not have enough infrastructure to try all the cases within the portfolio that they've been managed. I'm also glad she brought up the forensic lab. Does she know that the forensic labs are severely under-resourced? Talk about one of the most richest states, right? Maharashtra. The forensic lab in Kalina for child rape cases cannot forward the medical report before 1 year. If evidence is not being provided to the courts before a period of a year, how will the cases be tried within a period of a year, which is what the law currently mandates? So these are deficiencies within the system. It's great
and
that
it's much
we have strong,
easier,
robust
Trisha,
laws.
and I want Sanju to respond to it, because it's much easier to blame love jihad, as some leaders from your party have done, rather than try and answer deficiencies in the manner in which these fast-track courts are operating, or why crime against women continue to rise. So therefore, use the political bogey, make it an us versus them.
Say one thing, Rahul,
yes.
Let me just say one thing.
Yes,
just
Trisha.
as a taxpayer citizen, as a woman in India, as someone who is aware of how unsafe it is, especially for those who try to access justice systems, right, and try to seek justice, because most of these people come from poor, vulnerable communities.
Protest.
I just want to ask, where is our money going? Where is our taxpayer money going to strengthen infrastructure in terms of actually
These are the real
changing what's
questions
happening
that
on
women
ground?
would like answered, men would like answered, rather than trying to create political bogies which may or may not be true. Sanju Verma, respond to Trisha.
Thank you. You know, Trisha raised some very pertinent points, and I'm glad she did so. Rahul, I started the debate, and I'm not somebody who's ever apologetic. I will not hold my punches if I believe that there is truth to a story. I was not deliberately being calibrated, but I think it's only responsible not to jump around and say this is love jihad.
So you think Kapil Mishra is wrong? Do you think will you publicly say what leaders in your party... No, one second. Let me ask you a straight question. Can you then, because I saw you were more calibrated, can you then publicly say what the likes of Kapil Mishra in the BJP have said? As a woman, do you feel shocked and offended, instead of looking at systematic deficiencies, which is where the focus should be, trying to turn this into a Hindu versus Muslim, a case of love jihad, which it may not be, is wrong, Sanju Verma, and that reflects why we're not dealing with the real issues.
Rahul, you have never been known to be somebody who wants to put words into the mouth.
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you, do you agree with Kapil Mishra? It's a very, because you're going off on a tangent. No, because you must answer the question that I'm asking. No, Sanju, I'm not heckling you. I'm asking you a straight question, and I'm demanding that you answer my question. My question is straight, it's specific, it's direct. Do you disagree with Kapil Mishra? Answer my question.
Okay. I'm answering that, Rahul. Please. I heard you. Rahul, I will say that, often, and the reason why I say this is a grey area. Apparently, when Sahil Sarfaroz, he was, apparently there are reports that he was, arrested from Bulandshahr. There are reports by the victim's family saying that he always used to wear a Rudraksh, he used to wear a Kalava. Rudraksh and Kalava are worn by Sanatanis and Hindus, and that he did this deliberately to make Sakshi, the victim, believe that he was a bona fide Hindu, and it was much later in the day that she realized that he's a Muslim, and by then she was in love with him. But when she then spurned his advances after realizing he's not a Sanatani but a Muslim, that is when he got outraged and he stabbed her 22 times, smashed her head, kicked her body, mutilated her. I want to ask you, Rahul Kanwal, why should a Muslim wear a Kalava or a Rudraksh? With what intention? Because I don't see Muslims wearing Rudraksh or Kalava unless there is a nefarious, bona fide intent to convince the other party that I am a Sanatani. This is a question that begs an answer, and it is unfair that we are giving a clean chit and saying ye love jihad nahi hai. If you say ye love jihad nahi hai,
no, I'm not saying that.
Ye love jihad hai. The truth is in between.
No, but listen, so let's stay focused on let's focus on the truth, rather than saying it may or may not be, and rather than referring to other cases where something may have happened of this nature. This is not what you do to make women feel secure. You don't refer to past cases, say it may have happened in this fashion. Listen, that's a question that the police needs to investigate. That's a question that the police needs to investigate. I want to go across to PK Jain. Madam, it's my job to ask questions. I'm not running away from any response. I don't impose my views. The difference is I don't jump the gun on facts. I don't impose my view on the panelists, and that's the difference. You need to answer questions which you are being asked. It's not my job to bring my opinion to the show. When I enter the Newstrack newsroom, I leave my opinion outside. That's what I do. I forensically examine the facts, and on the basis of the facts, some of the comments which have been made are highly premature. I want to go across to PK Jain, former police officer. PK Jain, you are hearing this tutu meme between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. As a former police officer yourself, what's your best understanding of this case on the basis of facts, not allegations which are currently in the public domain? You're on mute, I think, at this moment. You're on mute. PK Jain, you're on mute. Just unmute yourself. You're on mute.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, Rahul.
Yes.
See, first of all, the way I look at it, it is unfortunately the entire case is being politicized. We don't get anywhere. The case is lost. The seriousness of the case is lost. It's an unfortunate incident where a young girl has been stabbed so many times, more than 40 times she's been stabbed. I look at it from 2-3 different angles. One is that this is a crime of passion. If somebody says that the police could prevent all the offenses like this, there could be nothing far away from truth.
Correct.
See, there was no complaint. I was looking at one of the channels saying that the girl's mother says that she was not aware of that this girl was friendly with this boy. Anyway, unfortunately, he happens to be from a different community, and what Sanju Verma says may be correct also, that he was wearing a rudraksh and some other symbol of Hinduism. All those things may be correct. I look at it as a pure crime of passion.
Correct.
In which you see the rage, you see the depravity of that boy, the way mercilessly he stabbed this girl and then disfigured her by a stone, is something which is the ultimate in depravity. So I look at it from, and the third thing was that there are so many passers-by, not even one person dares to intervene in the matter. They keep looking at her, they keep going by as if nothing is happening next to them. So I look at it, I look at the problem from 3 angles. One is the police response. The boy has been arrested, the accused has been arrested within a matter of 20 hours. The second one is the response of the public is absolutely appalling. There, I see a heap of stones lying next to where the crime was taking place. Not even a single person, even if he did not have a stick or a weapon with him, not even a single person or a group of persons tried to pick up a stone and hammer this boy. The third thing is that there is something wrong with the upbringing. You see, we are, as parents probably are, and teachers are lacking somewhere, that we are not able to instill the kind of morality and the qualities in the children, the way they ought to be tutored, the way they ought to be brought up. I don't know what is the social and financial background of this boy and what kind of a behavior he had in the past. The police is faulted. Like in the case of Shraddha Walwalkar, the police can be faulted if there was a previous complaint with the police and the police did not take action. In the case of Shraddha Walwalkar, a complaint was made to the police. And because there was no action, a few days later, the girl was made to retract her statement. And she said everything is now well between them. Unfortunately, in this case, there was no complaint to the police. The general, see, if there's a case like Nirbhaya, I can understand there's a police failure. But in a case like this, which has happened on the spot, which is over in a few minutes' time, and which is a crime of passion, I don't know how can the police prevent this kind of an incident. There are millions of girls in Delhi, there are millions of girls and women in Mumbai or in any metro. How can police provide security
Those
to
are
every...
important questions, Anika Mehrotra, which need to be looked at. You know, was there a complaint? Definitely wasn't a police complaint, but did the girl complain to her friend, someone in her family? Her mom claims she didn't know about her friendship with Sahil. And therefore, what was the context? Rather than assuming that there is a larger conspiracy at play, just look at the facts, try and establish what happened, and it could, in the end, establish a conspiracy. But don't begin with the charge and the allegation that there is a conspiracy and work your way backwards trying to find some shred of evidence to substantiate that charge. It seems a lot of what the Aam Aadmi Party was flinging at Sheila Dikshit is now coming back to bite them.
Yes. So, Rahulji, the social parameters are definitely there. and education plays a vital role in that. I say that because the Kejriwal government talks a lot about education and what they're doing in that field. Let's not talk on that parameters because it's an internal and a social fabric. I would like to bring my point very clearly here, Rahulji. Nirbhaya case soon after Justice Verma committee, and numerous laws were amended, including fast track court, in-camera recording, to Nirbhaya funds. What do we see? We see that, the Kanjavla case, for example, or the Dwarka asset case, days after days, it's just happening. That is why the people of Delhi, Rahulji, are sick and tired of the false perception of women's security. You see, the vindictive intent and purpose of both Aam Party and BJP has led to a complete devastation of Delhi. I say this because why will I not? What do you mean politics? If something is happening, sir, how can you say
you look
politics?
At the case, you are talking of individual cases, madam. You are talking of individual cases and you want to criticize.
Sir, you are a respected person. Don't interrupt me. I kept listening to all of you now. You should be listening it carefully what I'm saying. I too have the right to respond accordingly. You can respond later on when Rahul asks you the questions. My point is here is, Rahulji, tail I win, head you lose. It's just parameters. So Mr. Kejriwal has been a complete failure. I mean, what is it doing with all the commandos and false promises and the setup that you have played? So they should not be talking big. If you have said it, please do it. This is what the people of Delhi are asking. They will be happy. One more minute. And the Prime Minister goes to inaugurate the parliament. Just a few steps ahead. Look at the wrestlers. Is this how you behave with your women of this country who bring knowledge to you? On one side, you have these women, asking for justice. And what will you expect then from the comments?
These wrestlers have no business taking
Why are you so restless? Why are you so restless? Fingers are pointing at you, ma'am. When Nirbhaya happened, oh God. Go on then. Go on doing Delhi then. We won't allow you to happen that.
Okay, I can't have guests speaking over each other. This is not how we run the Newstrack. You'll speak one at a time. Sanju has spoken enough. So has the leader from the Aam Aadmi Party. Let Anika have a word. Anika, go on, complete your argument.
Rahulji, I am just trying to tell you that things have been placed like Nirbhaya Fund or other parameters. But look at the vacancies in the police. They're still not being filled up. So you need to have your vacuum also filled up. So that the police, if they say they're buckled down with so much of duty, then you need to have that many police officers also. And the same breath I say, if Aam Aadmi says we have commandos, 25 in each Vidhan Sabha, where are they? Let them list it out and then see where the mistake lies. I'm not politicizing.
That's a very important point. This claim that Priyanka just made, that we've got 25 commandos in every ward, let's just see a listing tomorrow, Priyanka. If you can, 25 commandos in every ward, and how many army officers are supervising them? Because those are the claims you're making.
Commandos in the bus marshals I spoke about.
You're saying that there are commandos in every ward.
No, listen to me, Rahulji.
You just said there were commandos in every ward.
No,
so you're saying there are no commandos in every ward. Are there commandos in every ward? Are there no commandos in every ward? Answer my question. Don't dodge my question.
Let me please
Are there commandos in every ward? Yes, so answer my question. Do you have commandos in every ward or you don't have commandos?
Yes. I've got your question.
Yes.
Now let me speak.
Yes.
Although law and order is not under us, which you are completely aware of, although you cannot ask the LG what has he done till date with respect to women's safety in the city, although you cannot question the BJP.
What have you been doing? Are you living in some parallel universe? You haven't been hearing my questions to the BJP?
Let's have a
one second. I'm having a very mature conversation. You're saying we're not questioning the BJP. Listen, this is a bit ironic and funny. You're sitting in the same studio as me and you're saying I'm not questioning the BJP.
BJP and the anchor?
No, one second. Yes, because you're saying we're not questioning the BJP. 1 second, madam. You're sitting in the same studio. Don't cook up facts because the audience can see what's happening. You're saying you've got 25 commandos in every ward. Do you have 25 commandos in every ward? Do you have, madam, that's not the answer to my question. Priyanka, that's not the answer to my question. The question is, no, 1 second, can you, no, Priyanka, 1 second. Listen, she can't shout like this. This makes no sense. Priyanka. Do you have 25 commandos in every ward or not? Madam, you're shouting because you don't have the facts.
Listen, I'm telling you what we have done.
Listen, you're repeating what you said. You're repeating.
Is that not enough? I'm saying we are ready to do more.
What's the question that's being asked?
Joint meeting.
What's the question being asked? Madam, what's the question being asked? Okay, listen.
So I'm telling you what all of the Aam Aadmi
here's what we've seen. Here's what we've seen.
I want to hear what the BJP has done for women in Delhi.
No checks and balances.
I want to hear what the BJP has done for women in Delhi.
Here's what we are seeing play out. neither the Aam Aadmi Party nor the BJP leader answered the specific question which was posed. They tried to raise their voice, shout and scream to deflect attention from the question that was being asked, because the question that was being asked didn't have a direct answer. That is deeply unfortunate. We're seeing biases. We are seeing political grenades being flung. We're not seeing the facts. And what we want to do on the Newstrack, and I will keep emphasizing this again and again, is stick to the facts, stick to what we know, try and build on that. I'm running out of time. Sanju has a hand up. I'm going to give her an opportunity to make one quick final point. Go for it, Sanju.
Thank you. Rahul, you know, one very important thing that happened after the Nirbhaya horrific crime was the setting up of the Nirbhaya Fund. And I just want to say this to you. I've said that the BJP needs to do more. I say that to you with a deep sense of responsibility. But I want to ask, why is it that the Nirbhaya Fund utilization rate in Delhi is 95%, in Uttar Pradesh it is 76%, in Madhya Pradesh it is 63%, and these figures are given, I'm not doffing them off my hat, but in non-BJP ruled states, be it Rajasthan, be it Telangana, be it Andhra Pradesh, be it West Bengal, be it Chhattisgarh, the Nirbhaya Fund utilization rate to ensure the safety of women on an average is only 27%. Does the Congress have an answer to that?
Okay.
Does the Trinamool Congress have an answer to that?
Money.
But that's not the point. The point here is that a rape happened on your watch. A very brutal murder happened on your watch, which you weren't able to prevent and protect young Sakshi. That's what we need to focus on. The case is gruesome as it is barbaric, rather than latch on to the easiest political grenade you can lob. Look at the systemic failure which led to Sakshi dying in the way that she did. That is most important. Everything else, and we're heading into a big election here, everything else is just politics. And what we're seeing play out is more and more of such political firestorms. We'll keep tracking the story, searching for the facts. I'm slipping into a break. When we come back, ahead of the big opposition meeting in Patna, cracks appear. The Congress dithers and backing the Aam Aadmi Party in its ordnance fight. Details on the other side.
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer, meets the gifted content writer. To create the big dream, the world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
Like your off-screen chemistry is very cool.
Really?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, you're the first one to say this actually.
Yeah, okay.
This is a facade. Yeah.
And on screen, I believe you both are playing companions, partners.
Yeah, we don't know that yet. Yeah. Maybe.
Is it?
Maybe.
History says so.
उसके लिए
Not me.
देखना मत भूलिएगा. ताज season 2. Two.
If you, by any chance, would like to describe Mehrunisa as Salim and the other way around, how would that be like?
If I had to describe Mehrunisa
Yeah, as Salim.
as Salim.
Yeah.
I have to change my wig. Oh. Mehrunisa as Salim.
Like how?
मतलब
Yeah. How does Salim
इनकी
feel
अदाओं
about?
पे कहीं फिदा हैं, लेकिन मोहब्बत तो इन्होंने की है हमसे. तो इसका मतलब हम स्पेशल हैं.
Right. And
हाँ, राइट क्या? तेरी बारी है.
yo,
चाहे सलीम अनारकली से कितना भी प्यार कर ले, लेकिन तख्त पर बिठाने का जो जिम्मा है, वो तो हमने लिया है.
she's winning, I'm telling you.
I mean, मेहर ने लिया है. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to season 1 and the amount of love you guys have been receiving. How does it feel? Like, did you anticipated this? Is it overwhelming? How does it feel?
You have to ask him because I'm yet to
Yeah.
get the love.
It's good. It's good. I'm very happy about it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Happy?
Very happy. मतलब अब जितना प्यार मिले उतना कम है यार. मैं तो भूखा हूँ. जहाँ से भी ब्लेसिंग्स आ रहे हैं बस हाथ खोल के खड़ा हो जाता हूँ. दे दो.
You're on board the Newstrack. After 20 opposition parties boycotted the inauguration of Parliament on Sunday, Nitish Kumar is planning a mega meet in Patna in June. But will the Bihar CM succeed in uniting the opposition? The Congress already seems to be hesitating on supporting the Aam Aadmi Party in its fight on the ordinance against the centre.
Conspicuous by their absence, 20 opposition parties displayed solidarity, stayed away from the inauguration of the new parliament building. Most of them likely to meet on June 12th again, this time with a major political agenda on the table.
बिहार के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री नीतीश कुमार जी को सब तय करना है, किस स्थान पर होगा, कहां होगा, किस तिथि को होगा. और आप देख लीजिएगा, जब हमारी सारे सरकारों से बात हो रही है, विभिन्न राज्यों में बात हो रही है, जब हम लोग एक तरह से गुलबंद होंगे, बिहार के अंदर मीटिंग होगी, तो बिहार देश की सरकार को परिवर्तन का एक सूत्रधार होगा.
Nitish Kumar on a mission to forge opposition unity for the 2024 general elections due next year, trying to build a bridge of reconciliation and thaw frosty ties. The idea to hold a meeting over this key agenda in Patna mooted first by West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee last month.
हम तो नीतीश जी को यही रिक्वेस्ट किया है कि नीतीश जी देखिए, जयप्रकाश जी का जब मूवमेंट हुआ था बिहार से हुआ था. अगर हम बिहार में और पार्टी मिलके मीटिंग करें, एक पहले घरवा मीटिंग, उसका बाद में तैयार करें, बाद में कहाँ जाना है, कहाँ नहीं जाना है, क्या मैनिफेस्टो है.
The plan seems to have materialized, and the meeting of like-minded opposition groups expected to take place in Patna on the 12th of next month. The choice of the Bihar capital for this political rendezvous apparently inspired by history. Back in 1974, it was in Patna where socialist leader J.P. Narayan formally launched his Sampurna Kranti, or total revolution against the then mighty Indira Gandhi government. But in 2023, the path to bringing everybody in opposition ranks on board appears still bumpy, with Aam Aadmi Party being their staunch opponent in Punjab and Delhi. Congress leaders from the two state units remain averse to the idea of stitching an alliance with their key rivals for the 2024 Lok Sabha vote.
होना चाहिए या नहीं चाहिए?
अब हम देखिए, एक बात आप समझ लीजिए कि विचारिक मतभेद जहां हो वहां अलायंस नहीं होती गुरु, समझे नहीं? मेरी लड़ाई सत्य के पथ की है. जहां द्वंद होता है मैं सत्य के रास्ते पे चढ़ता हूं और वहीं चलता हूं. When in doubt, I walk straight and I do not compromise on moral values. आज moral values जो हैं, they are at the lowest ebb because democratic values have been dismantled.
The Punjab and Delhi Congress leaders have conveyed their thoughts to their party high command for a decision. But a bigger hindrance in the hoped-for opposition unity could be the question of who would lead such a grand alliance, with several aspirants for the role. Who will concede that political space for whom in their bid to unseat the BJP from national power? Bureau Report, India Today.
The Congress is trying to deal with the Rajasthan desert storm. Party President Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi are meeting Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot, trying to broker a truce. It isn't known at this moment whether or not they'll be able to calm the fire in the desert.
The Congress is caught in a desert storm. The battle between Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot and his former deputy Sachin Pilot could sink the Grand Old Party in Rajasthan elections later this year. Aware of the possible repercussions of the duel, if it goes unchecked, the Congress High Command summoned the warring satraps to Delhi on Monday for a meeting. The Congress will find it tough to chalk out a peace formula in the electorally crucial Rajasthan, with both sides sticking to their hardline position. In fact, ahead of his meeting with the High Command, Gehlot once again fired a salvo at Pilot.
कांग्रेस पार्टी तो मजबूत है कि ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है कि आप किसी को मनाने के लिए ऑफर करो, आप कौन सा पद स्वीकार करोगे, ऐसा आज तक ऐसी कभी हुआ नहीं जिंदगी में, ना कभी होगा। कांग्रेस बहुत मजबूत संगठन है, आज भी हाईकमांड बहुत मजबूत है।
Pilot, on the other hand, has raised the stakes by taking out anti-corruption Padyatra on the eve of the Karnataka elections, ignoring all warnings issued by the High Command.
तो हम लोगों ने विपक्ष में रहते हुए आरोप लगाए वसुंधरा जी के कार्यकाल में जमीन घोटाले, शराब घोटाले, भू माफिया, खान घोटाला, उस पर जांच क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, ये समझ से परे है। 1.5 साल से मैं चिट्ठी लिख रहा हूँ, आग्रह कर रहा हूँ, कोई कार्रवाई नहीं हो रही और अब सफाई देने की वजह नहीं है। 6 महीने में चुनाव है, पब्लिक के बीच में जाएंगे तो क्या जवाब देंगे?
The Rajasthan Congress is in a state of flux. Rajasthan is one of the 4 big states where the Congress is in power on its own. It is vital for the Congress to retain power in the state ahead of the Lok Sabha elections in 2024. And unless Gehlot and Pilot agree to a ceasefire, the Congress campaign could be doomed even before it starts. Bureau Report, India Today.
This is where we wrap up the Newstrack tonight. For your time and your trust, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. Till then, from all of us here, bye, good night.